Assalamualaikum and hi. Before we start our presentation for today, let me introduce our group members. My group members including me, Nur Najwa Atira bin Nurihan, following Nur Syafika Izwani, Edit Luting, Nur Dayana Batisha, and last but not least, Dayang Asira. So, we are agree to explain to you about the South Korean comparative political. Now, in this topic, we are discuss about what is the political culture of the South Korean, what is the political system, and what is the political participations. Now, let's move into our first presentations, and I hope you will enjoy our explanation about this topic. Any questions you can ask after this presentation. Thank you.
I will explain a little bit about South Korea. The Korean people are linguistically and culturally distinct ethnic group who follow their own unique set of tradition. South Korea's homogeneous population shares a common ethnic, cultural, and linguistic heritage. National self-image is on one level, unambiguously defined by the convergence of territorial, ethnic, linguistic, and cultural identities. South Korea has gone through a remarkable economic transformation over the past few decades, going from an agricultural society to a global industrialized economy. Improvements are being made in the areas of education, science and technology, and social services. As a result of the war's end, the southern half of the Korean peninsula became a republic on August 15, 1945. Last but not least, South Korea was able to achieve tremendous economic growth, resulting in a per capita income that was 13 times higher than that of North Korea. The country experienced a serious financial crisis in 1997 but has since made a full recovery. Also, South Korea has been true to its word and has continued working to further democratize its government.
Okay, next, I will present about the political system of South Korea. The political system of South Korea is based on a republic form of government with the president as chief of the state and prime minister as the head of government. Powers of the government is shared between the executive, legislature, and judiciary. The cabinet includes a council of ministers who are appointed by the president on the recommendation of the prime minister. The political system of South Korea also continues to suffer from the aftermath of several years authoritarian rule. Okay, as you all can see in this slide, the politics of South Korea, officially the Republic of Korea, function in the structure of a presidential representative democratic republic in which the president serves as a head of the state and a multi-party system. Okay, next, the government exercises the executive power and the legislative power is vested in both government and National Assembly. The judiciary, independent of both the executive and the legislature, includes a Supreme Court, Eternal Court, and Constitutional Court. Next, the Constitution has been revised 5 times since 1948, which is each change indicated a new republic. Next, I will present about the political system of South Korea. The political system of South Korea.
Today I want to talk about political culture. Political environment, the culture of Japanese colonialism has an impact on South Korea. Japanization, for instance, militarism, discipline, and hard labor are valued more than loyalty, self-sacrifice, and dedication. Additional signs of U.S. influence include the spread of Catholicism and the opening of numerous churches in South Korea since US administration. Second, South Korea already has a fairly sound political and democratic structure. A participatory political culture was born in American society as a result of the liberal system that the country entirely built. Lastly, liberalism or freedom is priorities in South Korea since it is currently the most important thing the community needs. As a result, people are encouraged to participate actively in the governance and politics of their nation because they feel that their freedom of aspiration, express, and participation as citizen is appreciated.
Okay, now I will explain to you what is political participation. I want to quote from Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson has said that we do not have governments by the majority, but we have government by majority who participate. Okay, now let's move into what is the political participations. Yeah, I want to explain you the political landscape in South Korea. Since South Korea democracy in 1987, the country political spectrum has been largely dominated by the two major camps, which is the progressive and the conservative, and can thus has been seen highly polarized. According to the survey conducted in December 2021, around 23% of respondents describe themselves as progressive, while about 27% of respondents identify their political views as conservative. A further of the 34% of respondents identify themselves as moderate. In another survey conducted by the South Korea University of Nationals, around 85% of respondents said that the conflict between conservative and progressive in South Korea is at the main and the serious nature. Other than that, only about 14.5% felt that the conflict of the political ideologies was not that serious or not serious at all. Now, according to the data that has been shown on the screen, this data shows that the voter in the South Korea. This data has been made in between 1987 to 2022. As you can see, the percentage are totally different year by year. This shows that the main reason or the main factor that influence the number of people that going out for the elections. Now, let me explain to you the people participations in politics. There are three main points that I have to highlight in this presentation, which is the young participations, women participations, and the internet usage during the election. Now, I will explain to you what the young participations during the election in South Korea and what the main reason they are not lowering the age of voting. Okay, the universal suffrage, the most contemporary liberal democracy claim to have reached is not truly universal, as the presence of minimum voting age disenfranchises the youth. Some says that the lowering the voting age is the final step toward universal suffrage, but there exists a time lag, which is as each state gradually accept the change. This is why the difference between liberal democracies had their different point or different idea for the voting age. And they want to the voting age in South Korea should be lowered and can be voted during the elections. according to the research, as Speaker Moon Hye-sang struck the gavel amid the wrestling lawmakers and flying placards in the chamber, the decades-long gridlock are finally over. South Korea became the last nation to join its peer liberal democracies with the voting age of 18 or lower. This shows that the liberal democracies parties are finally get the liberal democracy get the ideal voting age, which is 18 years old and lower. As of 2021, all members of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, has a national voting age of 18, except in the nation of Austria, which is 16. This shows that South Korea are already accept and already agree that lowering the age of voters should be done at the age of 80 and lower to make the government more compatible, and the citizens have more choices to choose their presidents. Now, let's move into the women participations during the election in South Korea. The study has been organized by a group of former and current women politicians found that the only 10.5% of all 934 nominated candidates who ran the constituency seat were women. Among the 51 women who secured seats in the parliament, only 25 of them were elected by the proportional representations. According to the research made by the Seoul National University Korea, the Politics and Government Studies, almost 90% of the 26 women who won the constituency seats, including representative Nam In-sung from the major party of Korea and the representative Lee Hin-hon from the Shin Fury party, had run the Seoul metropolitan area, suggesting that the gender disparity may be prevalent in regional politics. Okay, other than that, according to the research also, almost 90% of the 26 women who won the constituency seats, including the representative Nam In-sun from the Minju Party of Korea and the representative Lee Hae-hon from the Senuri Party, had run the Seoul metropolitan area, suggested that the gender disparity may be more prevalent, and this shows that women in government or women who won the election are not given any right or any suitable right according to their want. This shows that the gender equality exists, and even though they are won in the election, they are unable to sit in the parliament because of the gender disparity that have been made or have been conducted in the South Korea government. But apart of that, according to the research that have been made, gender equality also have been seen in many countries, such as Malaysia, for example. Although women have won the elections, but their participations in their cabinet also have a low record. They can only get a deputy prime minister instead of become a leader in their departments. This shows that the gender disparity happen not only in South Korea, but happens in around the world. Now, I want to explain about the internet usage in South Korea during the elections. In 2002, the wave of cyber electioneering and the increasingly active internet media have been contributed to ensuring a new paradigm for the political communication in South Korea history. However, this systematic study of its use by and has an impact of the voter political participation has been somewhat limited. The latest developments and impact of the internet after the have more possibility and services such as political activism, empowerment, and the voter participations look after the elections. The internet has become the most popular way of organizing streets rallies, political and otherwise, including that the estimation of the 7 million of South Koreans who swarmed into the streets after the stunning success of the national soccer team in the last World Cup 2003. South Korea has called by the digital democracy and e-politics is because they are used their internet power during the elections. They have become the world leaders in the cyberspace campaigning. Their high-tech boom has unleashed a new form of generation that grassroots participation by the millions of netizens who exploit the latest information technology, including the information from the political parties, to bypass the once dominant party machines to the old system. This internet usage has been widely reported that South Korea has the most wired country in the term of broadband, and this development has caused the two dominant party in South Korea to gain a new followers and to supply the unlimited information to their voters. This shows that internet has become the major factor that influence the netizen to get know or to get more information about who will be their next presidents. Now, that's
in conclusion, we have known all about the political system, political culture, and political participation in South Korea. In the political system of Korea, we learn about what system they use in their government. Next, in political culture. The culture with a deeply rooted Confucian tradition has today become a mature democracy. The unprecedented economic growth the country experienced since the 1960s laid the groundwork. In particular, South Korea's relationship with Japan and the United States served as a source for the creation of a unique developmental model, the strengthening of nationalism, and the acquisition of material and intellectual resources. In political participation, we can say that the many people participate in politics, including the youth participation, women participation, and many more. The major protests throughout South Korea recent history demonstrate how the public are using their rights to express their political option. South Korea are also much more critical of their leaders and raise their voices whenever the government goes against the people's will. And that's all from our group. Thank you.